Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to my Redneck Rants Season 4. And if you are keeping up, and I sincerely hope you are, you will know that we are on the letter M. That's right, M. M's one of my favorite ones. And this one's going to be another one of those that's a little bit touchy, and I'm kind of a stickler about it, so I thought I would do it here on a single world and not go on anybody's server. So we'll just rant here between me and you, okay? And let's just jump right into it. M is for manipulation. Yes, manipulate. That's a good one, isn't it? And just so that we are all on the same page and everybody knows what everybody's talking about, the handy dandy dictionary says that manipulate means to manage or influence skillfully, especially in an unfair manner. There it is. Now, if you think about it, now just sit and think, do you think right now you're saying to yourself, I'm smart, ain't nobody ever manipulated me. I'm too quick for that. No. You can't get one over on me. I guarantee you, sometime in your life, somebody has manipulated something in your life and you didn't even know it. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about friends or people you know or things like that. It could have been, I don't know. I'm not in your universe, you're not in my universe. But I can just about guarantee that you have been manipulated somehow. And the reason that I'm in Minecraft doing this is because if you think about it, Minecraft is a good analogy for manipulation, believe it or not. Here's this whole big world, and I want this whole big world to see things and be what I want it to be, whether it wants it or not. So, what do? I pick the blocks I like, and I think of the picture in my head that I want this place to be, and I manipulate the blocks into looking and doing and representing what I want. I don't care if this mountain didn't want to be taken down. That's not my problem. The problem is it was in my way. So what did I have to do? I had to move it. I had to mold it. I had to change it into what I wanted. Okay? Now, does that apply in real life? Yes, it does. I am telling you right now that somewhere down the line or somewhere in the future, you're going to be manipulated by something or someone to do something that you probably don't want to do or didn't want to do or didn't know you wanted to do or didn't know you were going to do, but you're going to end up doing it simply because they manipulated something. They manipulated something in your world, in your universe, one of your friends, something got used by somebody else to influence you. Now, what does it sound like I'm talking about just right off the bat? Easy. Commercials. Think about it. How many times have you been wanting to buy, well, I don't know if I want to buy this one, but I kind of like the look of this one. So what do? You compare shopping, right? Now, this one says that it does blah, 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 and A, B, C, and 1, 2, 3. Well, this one's got more bells and whistles, and by cool pictures and some snazzy advertising, which, most places, they say what their product does, and 9 times out of 10, it does it. But there's always this element of being manipulated, being talked in to spending your hard-earned money over here instead of over here. Okay? It's not illegal. to try to convince you to do that. But I think that sometimes there are some underhanded practices that go into advertisement. Now, like I said, I don't think anybody lies, but I think words and images are manipulated. Okay? And Joel Steinfeld said, photography has always been capable of manipulation. Now, let me give you, besides advertising, let me give you a perfect example of that. Agree with me or not, it's totally up to you, just my opinion. Charities. How many times have you heard somebody start a charity spiel and you're like, forget that. I ain't got time to listen to that. But how many times have you looked at a picture of a poor starving child somewhere, or a poor starving animal, or a burnt down house, or a car wreck, or something, and you think to yourself, oh my God, that has got to be the worst tragedy I have ever seen. Let me get out my checkbook and write a check right now. You were just manipulated, okay? You might not even wanted to give that charity. You might not even believe in that charity. You have a total different other agenda for your charities. I just don't like that organization. I don't like so-and-so. I don't think the money goes where it's supposed to. But because of the way that the pictures, the photographs, the media, or whatever was manipulated, so were you, and you just walked right into it, signing checks and throwing cash at the screen. Now, tell me that you, and then later you go, why did I do that? It's, to me, it's just, I tell you what, it's any sort of, just about any media nowadays. And I am talking newspapers, I'm talking magazines, I'm talking politicians, I'm talking religion, I'm talking government, I'm talking just about anything. Somewhere, somehow, somebody is manipulating you and me into what they want us to do, say, think, buy, spend our money on, vote for, and they will do any means necessary, just about shy of murder, and probably in the cases there is some, to get what they want. Now, do individual people do that? Yes, they do. Sooner or later, somebody is going to want you, well, I don't want you to play on their side, I want you to play with me. And blah, 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 and let me tell you something nasty about Sally Jane over here that you didn't know. And when I tell you that, you're not going to like her anymore, you're going to be my best friend. Manipulated. There you go. Even, I think, writing, and I'm a writer, so I understand how easy it is to manipulate words and make people feel a certain thing when they read, especially poetry. It's a very powerful medium. You know, you can evoke a lot of emotion. Video, YouTube, look at YouTube. How many times have you watched somebody and you just absolutely loved them and you laughed your butt off at what they had to say? Is it manipulating? Yeah, sorta, kinda. I don't think it's malicious. 99 times out of 100 it's not, but there's always that one that just, they don't ring really true, and you know that they are twisting something or changing something or stirring something around to get you to come and watch their channel, or, and I think deep down we all know we're being manipulated, but we consciously choose to ignore it. So, but it's not just, it's everywhere. It's in every corner of our lives, and I just don't think that we realize how much it is. You know what I'm saying? Dean Koontz said, a wonderful writer, he goes, I've not seen in my lifetime any politician who is a heroic figure. The manipulation that all politicians use on one level or another is so transparent. That is very, very true. I think it comes down to a point where when it comes down to the nitty gritty and the finish line is right there, people will say and do whatever it takes to get you to go to this line instead of that line, this side instead of that side. And people will manipulate whatever they have to do it. It doesn't matter if they want your vote, it doesn't matter if they want your subscription, it doesn't matter if they want your money. When it comes down to brass tacks, people, I'm telling you, the animal will come out and people will manipulate and change and lie and do whatever they have to do to get you on their side, their team, in their building, in their whatever. Okay? Does this go into any other parts of our lives? Yeah, think about it. Think about movies. Think about your favorite movie right now, okay? Why is it your favorite movie? What is it about the actors, the story, the plot? What is it about all of that that makes it your favorite and not the next movie, okay? Steven Spielberg said, "The most amazing thing for me is that every single person who sees a movie, not necessarily one of my movies, brings a whole set of unique expressions now through careful manipulation and good storytelling. You can get everybody to clap at the same time, laugh at the same time, and be afraid all at the same time." Is that a sort of manipulation? Yes, it is. It's skills between the actor and the director and everybody that's involved. They can manipulate words, scenes, pictures, expressions, words, and you are manipulated into believing that John Henry is getting ready to die, and you start bawling like a baby. And you told yourself when you went, I ain't gonna cry. I know everybody else cried, but not me. Yeah, you. You did. You know you did. Is that a bad sort of manipulation? Nah, no, not really. It's a skill. I'll give it that. It's a very skilled manipulation, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad. Not, that's just my opinion again. Now, when is it? When it's the news, when it's supposed to be real and what's important. And, well, I don't think you said the whole sentence there, Sonny, when you reported the news. I don't think you showed all the pictures. I don't think we got all the facts. So, okay, what about religion? Well, I hate to say it, but it's just my opinion again that down through history, if you really go back and read, and it doesn't matter what religion you look at, somewhere, some person, somehow, has manipulated, changed, moved, suggested, maneuvered religion into something that it was not meant to be, and it can turn ugly and nasty and be full of hate, and you wonder to yourself later, how in the world did this happen? How could I have believed what that person was saying? And you think to myself, I'm so smart. I can't believe I fell for that. But you know just as good as I do, there are some people that are so charismatic, they can stand there and preach you a sermon and sell you ice cream in the middle of Alaska, and you think to yourself, I'll take two. And then later you're like, I didn't even want ice cream. Why did I buy this? People are that good. And I think it's easy to manipulate people when you don't want to deal with things, so you find somebody else that's very vocal and charismatic and loud, and they're speaking up, and sometimes it's better just to follow along instead of going your own pathway. Yeah, I know I'm being manipulated and made to think these things I don't really think, but darn it, I just don't have the time. I don't have the time to think about it. I don't have the time to deal with it. So let's just let Joe Blow here deal with it. And I mean, yeah, I know it's kind of changing what I really think about it, but I don't want to mess with it. Just whatever. You know. So it's I think sometimes we we just let ourselves just be herded along like a bunch of sheep just because we don't want to have an opinion. Because it's tiring to have an opinion. That means that you actually have to do something or think something or decide something, and you don't want to do that. You know? Um, why doesn't everybody in the. If this country is so messed up, and I'm talking about the United States just here personally. Um, if this country is so messed up, why isn't everybody running for president? Why isn't everybody running for congressman or senator or because they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to deal. I mean, we need honest people. Well, I mean, most politicians probably do start out honest. Most religious people probably start out honest, and it grows. I mean, well, I can't change this. I'm just going to have to go with the flow, and they get pushed a little this way. And well, I really don't believe in that law, but all these, and they get pushed a little bit more, manipulated. So in the end, the people that are trying to be honest in whatever it is, politics, religion, media or whatever, at first their intentions are good. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be straightforward, I'm going to be clear as a crystal and just upfront about everything, and there's not going to be any shadows, there's not going to be lies, there's not going to be any bullcrap. It's just going to be straight, shooting straight from the hip. And then some PR person says, well, now, you don't really want to say this because that's politically incorrect and you don't want to stand by side this person when you say it because then that looks like, and then you don't want to, show that picture on your website, and before you know it, you're talking and standing for stuff that you don't even believe in and you just got manipulated into it and you turn around and you're like, what the hell just happened? I don't believe in none of this crap. I don't like this person. I don't like what they stand for. It's the same thing in real life, in your own personal life. People, if they have an agenda and they have something they want to accomplish, I guarantee you that sooner or later you will be manipulated by them somehow. I can give you a perfect example. When I was in school, I had a crush on a boy. And you know how you are in your ninth grade, and it's the first year in high school, and you got the little. I'm in high school now. I'm somebody, And I had a crush on this boy, and I thought he was just the absolute, just the biggest cherry on top of the biggest sundae that ever was. And I knew in my heart that I was just this nobody, and he was a football star and a basketball star and just one of the end kids, and he didn't. I doubt he even knew my name, and but in that sense, I manipulated myself into thinking because one day he said hi, hey Susie, how you doing? Wow, hi, how are you? Yeah, doing good. What did you think about those notes that our teacher gave us? And I'm like, well, I mean, she was pretty clear about stuff, and I mean, we got the big test coming Friday, and yeah, it's okay. You think you're gonna do good, huh? Yeah, yeah, I should do really good. And then he did it. He touched my shoulder. That's all he did. Patted me twice on the shoulder. Now, to him, that was a very manipulating move because after I finally figured, got the stars out of my eyes, I kind of figured, I finally figured out what he was doing. He could have cared less how I was doing, but he knew that I had a crush on him, and what if he gave me that little pat, Ooh, got my head spinning, and before I know it, it was Thursday, and I handed him every one of the notes that I took because he knew I was a good note taker. And, he sat in the back of the class and ran his mouth, blah, 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 and never took notes. He didn't have to because he knew that if he manipulated me, and I handed them notes over, honey, like they was on fire. If he would have asked me to walk across burning glass, I would have done it just to hand him my hard work because he touched me on the shoulder, and I was special. hmm And when Monday we got our papers back, and I had a big 71, and he had 100, and he got the bonus question right, so that means he got 105, and I scraped by. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I meant to get these back to you so you could study. I'm really, really sorry. No, he wasn't. They went to the lake or something, and he didn't bring my papers to me like he promised me at the library. So yeah, I got manipulated and used because I had a crush on somebody, and I trusted what they told me. So, the next time, let's wrap this up. I've been rambling on. Um, the next time you think you have a crush on somebody, or you think you believe in some statement that somebody says and they just sound so wonderful it just can't be true, it probably ain't true. You are being manipulated and shoved in the direction they want you to go. I suggest you take a deep breath, you stand back, and look at the whole situation. Okay? The whole situation. Just objectively. Don't get any kind of mushy feelings in on it because that will lead you astray. I promise you. Look at it objectively. What is that person really aiming for? What does that person really want? What are they going to get out of it? Doesn't matter what you are going to get out of it or what you think you're going to get out of it. How are they going to benefit? If you look at it from that angle first, I promise you, you're going to get a whole new picture. Alright, guys, that is my spiel for today. But let me leave you with one more little fact. This is mostly for everybody in the U.S. Just this fact I came across as I was searching through just quotes and things about manipulation. Did you know that in the United States, 90% of our media in America is controlled by only 6 corporations? Gives a whole new meaning to manipulation, doesn't it? Yeah. Alright, guys. This was kind of long, but this is another one of those that just kind of boils my grits just a little bit, and I thought I'd have a couple things to say about it. So, hope you enjoyed, and I'm going to apologize in advance if there are kind of scarce videos next week. My husband had 3 doctor's appointments this last week, and I'm way, way behind, so just kind of bear with me, okay? Videos might be a little bit shorter, or I might have to skip 1 or 2, but I'll get up as many as I can. Thank you all so, so much for sticking with me as long as you have. We are now deep into season 4 of Redneck Rants, and I get a lot of comments on this one and a lot of positivity, and I appreciate each and every one of you that comes back and just again and again. And I love all the comments and the interaction, so make sure you keep that up. And tell me in the comments, have you ever caught yourself being manipulated, and did you stop it in time? So, yeah, think about that and put your comments down below. And if you want to hit the like button, that'd be wonderful. If you're new here, I hope you hit the subscribe button. Stay around. We have a lot of fun here, and this is a great community, a great family, and I am so happy that you're here. So, till next time, guys, this is MntDewMania, and this is the A to Z Redneck Rants, and M was for manipulation. I'm so out of here, guys. Later.